And welcome back to Let's Play Persona 3, episode Aigis, aka The Answer. Last time, we cleared out Cositus, and a number of fringe perks have opened up to us since then. First off, of course, last time we got an upgrade for Aigis that improves her ability to ambush shadows, but we also picked up some items that will allow us to strengthen the character of our characters. Starting with Junpei and Akihiko, they are the first two to get their upgrades. Junpei is going to especially appreciate it because he sat out last time, so we may as well bring him along for the fun of it today. Oh, hi, Chan. You free at all? Want to do something fun? Check out this Best Bats DVD. Let's see if we can't learn a thing or two from what we found in the Abyss of Time. You'll have the opportunity to share certain items found in the Abyss of Time with your party members. Doing so might lead to some interesting revelations. By growing closer to your friends, these discoveries can be helpful in battle, so don't be shy about approaching your teammates. It's not like there's any opportunity cost to doing this. We're in a time loop, so we may as well just hang out with Junpei for just a bit. That's the spirit. This is not exactly discovering new abilities, rather rediscovering ones that we lost. We're kind of reeling from, surviving the end of the world and all that. Damn! These fights got me on the edge of my seat. I don't see much I could use in an actual battle, though. Also, why the heck would you guard and run from the opponent here? Makes 0 sense.
Hey there.
Yo, perfect timing, Sonata-san. Mind if I pick your brain a bit? I see. So you're wondering why this guy didn't just follow up with another attack instead? I mean, look! His opponent's pretty much cornered, right? Don't get why you just back off after that.
Not bad.
Well, I don't think it's a bad tactic at all. Seems obvious enough to me that he's getting baited. He's letting himself get hit on purpose. Probably because he's setting up a trap. What would you do here, Aigis? Would you still charge ahead, fists flying, when you know it's a trap? I would probably take a little bit more caution in this situation, although we could try to make Junpei feel better, but I think it's more important that he learns to think before he leaps.
Impressive.
Guess we're on the same page then. Seriously, guys? Come on, the answer's obvious. Go in guns blazing. After all, the best defense is a good offense. You just gotta turn the tables and all that jazz. Junpei, you're gonna get yourself killed with one of these days with that thinking, hey, I saw you at the start of the game. Okay, fair enough, character development. Akihiko is seeing what things used to be like for him. Perhaps this is a sobering experience for him. What if you meet your match one day? You gotta be realistic.
Oh, hell.
Well, yeah, but it's just... going in for a one-hit KO is one heck of a power move. Don't you agree, Aichan? Well, you know what? To be fair, that he is right in that regard, at least. Hell yeah, you get me. Well, if that's how you really feel, then you better work hard and see it through. Not like there's only one way to get stronger. You're just walking a different path from some of us is all. Sonata-san. Junpei-san appears to have overcome an internal struggle. And Junpei regains some of his critical proficiency here in relearning critical boost. So a nice little flat boost to his critical hit rate and some critical power regained. Much appreciated there.
See you around.
Anyway, show me where your path to strength takes you, Junpei, in our next battle. I just wanted to talk about killer moves and ultimate attacks, though. Oh well. Hey, at least you did unlock some new measure of power, and of course, because we are poised for a new section in the Abyss of Time, why don't we see what Junpei's general thoughts are? Say, Aichan, has Yucatan been kinda gloomy lately? Is it just me? Well, honestly, yeah, she seems a little reticent, to put it mildly. Right? But what can we do? I guess we should keep an eye on her. It's so hard to understand what a girl's thinking, especially Yucatan. Women, am I right? Feeling like Leon Kennedy over here. Hey, good timing. You free right now? I was hoping we could talk about that book we found in the Abyss, you know? Martial Arts 101? Sure, why not? We could probably do with some light reading, all things considered.
I owe you.
Thanks. Mato's been reading it, and he's got some questions. Figured it'd be a good idea for him to get some pointers from people with different fighting styles. Let's head over.
Thank you.
I'm starting to get it now. It sure is helpful. I never thought much about why you do certain exercises or regimens, or anything like that, really. You should. It's important to know where your muscles are located and how they work together.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for demonstrating, Aigis. That made everything so much easier to understand. Oh, well, you're welcome, but it was a learning experience for me as well. I do think it's kind of interesting that Aigis is not portrayed as being particularly academically gifted, even though she has a literal computer for a brain. Anything else you're curious about? I'm all ears, so ask away. Well, yeah, kind of, but it's fine, really. It's not a big deal or anything. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If there's anything you want to know, let's hear it. It's about what that book said at the end. The never give up no matter what, and press forward in the face of failure bit. Isn't that more about developing mental fortitude than actual strength? Failing means not getting results, right?
Let me think.
Yeah, you got a good point there. However, regular training improves more than just your physical strength. Aigis, do you know what I'm getting at? There's some interesting choices here, but I think also it helps you build a little bit of grit and determination.
No.
I mean, you're not wrong, but that might be a bit hard for Amada to understand. You're close, though. You're talking about that feeling you get when you conquer a milestone, that boost in confidence.
I see.
And that confidence you build will see you through any future hardship yet to come. You believe that you can pull through, that there's nothing you can lose to after everything you've endured. Wow, you really think so?
Oh, right.
The real battle takes place before you even get in the ring. If you want to make progress, then you've got to commit to training. Every day, non-stop, no shortcuts. Sometimes I forget that myself, but it's important to bring it back to the forefront and stick to your routine. After saying his piece to Amada-san, Sanada-san seems to be deep in thought. And Akihiko, perhaps realizing something that he might have forgotten in everything that's happened, regains his ability to maximize the effectiveness of buffs on himself. An additional 10% bonus from buffs. Okay, not a flat 10% bonus, but you know what I mean.
Alright.
Of course, that alone isn't enough to secure victory. You also need to figure out a regimen best suited to your goals. Got it. Thank you for helping me out, Sanada-san. Actually, help me reignite my passion for this sort of thing, Amada. I should be the one thanking you.
My mistake.
Looks like I took up more of your time than expected. At least Amada got something out of it. Thanks for lending us a hand. Sadly, Aigis does not directly or mechanically get anything out of it. Honestly, I feel like they should have doubled up for that one and restored Ken's characteristic as well. I mean, he was learning something there. Whatever. What do I know? Losing a parent is hard. More than one way. It was hard for me, too. I was too young to even remember my parents' faces. I don't think any of us can blame Amada for the decisions he made back then. Sorry. Didn't mean to make the mood so glum. Just thinking about things. Very, yeah, it does kind of get you thinking.
Hey.
We've checked out barely any of the doors down there. We should pick up the pace. Let's try to get this over with as fast as we can. Otherwise, we'll be here forever. Yukari's definitely in a hurry, though I suppose I can't blame her.
Hi.
The feeling I had when we all saw Amada-kun's memory is similar to the one I have when I'm backing you up in fights. It's right in front of you, but you have no physical body. All you can do is watch. I never expected I'd be able to share that feeling with all of you. Interesting way to look at it. I apologize I was gone for so long. I'll be joining the expedition from here on out. You've been doing well as the leader, though. I'll try my best to make up for my absence. Mitsuru, this is a pretty unfortunate scenario for Mitsuru, because she's definitely an early game power character, but we're already, relatively speaking, in the mid-game. Sorry, Metis, I saw Twilight Fragment there, just had to pick it up.
Is it possible?
The date's different every time we go to that mall, isn't it? The store lineup is always changing. Even though everything looks the same, it doesn't feel like it. Perhaps this aspect of the mall is also being influenced by everyone's thoughts. Fascinating when you would describe it like that. Not that that really ever has any relevance. Over here is Ken once again. Oh, are you worried about how I'm taking all of that? I'm honestly okay. That was so long ago now. But,
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aigis-san. Yeah, Ken's definitely matured a lot since we first met him, so it doesn't surprise me that he wasn't too shaken up by being reminded of that. Kodomaru-san seems to be encouraging me. I think. Gotta use your best judgment there. Speaking of Polonia Mall, following up from Metis talked about, let's check out some things real quick. Oh, starting off with Officer Kurosawa, periodically as you advance through the Abyss of Time, he will actually have various rewards for you, such as a Nihil Blade, and let's see here, just a little something for all the words you put in. 10 Onyx, very nice, there's still more. That's right, I have something for you. Okay, another bonus, and a Ricard card, pretty nice. Oh, jeez! Yeah, he's got a ton for us. Ooh, 20 malachite. Oh my, Kurosawa, what is it? Did we just warp into Christmas or something? You're so generous right now. I don't have that much, but you should be able to find what you need. Dude, you just gave me like you gave me armfuls of gems and items. Like, what are you talking about? You don't have much. Anyways, what I was intending to show off was just selling some stuff to him. We're at 37k yen right now. Not bad, not bad. While we're at the antique store, I also want to snag a couple of growth cards with our onyxes. Let me see here. I'd also like to just run quickly through the equipment we can make. I want to see, I know there are some fusion requests that Elizabeth will ask of us, so I want to make sure I can pick up what we need for that. Unfortunately, we're still a ways off from picking up elemental boosting bracers. Anything we can make with this? Nah, doesn't look like it, though we could eventually make the physical bracers. Alright, so yeah, the growth cards were the main thing I want to check out. Moving on from that, stepping into the abyss of time, Elizabeth immediately flags us down. Could I have a moment of your time? Have you noticed the clock over there, by any chance? Hey! You see, it was I who decided to place it at that location. Of course, that was a bold-faced lie. It actually appeared completely of its own accord. I suspect it may prove useful somehow. Do give it a try if you are so inclined. Now, this is what I was saying you should save your Twilight fragments for. Check out this clock right now, the Vermilion Clock. Skill card duplication at the Vermilion Clock. By accessing the Vermilion Clock in the Desert of Doors, you can choose to make a copy of one of your existing skill cards. Skill cards can be duplicated at any time, but the process requires Twilight fragments. Be sure to make a habit of collecting them for when a need arises. So yes, by using the Vermilion Clock, we can duplicate our possessed cards anytime we want, provided we have Twilight fragments to use, and we are going to be using the lion's share of our Twilight fragments on this clock here. Anything that is potentially useful, I obviously want to duplicate. Make sure that we do not lose out on any of the cards that I'll eventually want to card onto or utilize on Personae that we fuse as we progress through the game. And I'm actually going to take one of those growth 2 cards that I just got and also duplicate that real quick. If you are planning to use any cards, always stop by over the Vermilion Clock in order to dupe it up, just to make sure you don't lose it permanently. I'm going to eventually be using those growth 2 cards, but there's a few things I want to explore in the Velvet Room. We also want to turn in some of our requests to Elizabeth here. Even in the face of tremendous hardship, you continue to make great progress nonetheless. This is less of a reward, more of a gift from me to you. Please take it. Similar to how Kurosawa just absolutely threw gems and materials at us, Elizabeth will periodically throw Twilight fragments at us, which is quite nice. Very much appreciated. Let us turn in the shadow hunting mission here to get a few beads, and I want you to see here, let me see, bring flash grenade. Any more info on this? Let's see, we need to get this from a treasure chest, so we just wanted to see if that was something we wanted to fuse at the antique store. There are a handful of things we eventually need to fuse at the antique store. I missed an opportunity to buy a muscle drink. Oh well, I can do that in due time. I'm not in a hurry to get that done. Next order of business is to do some fusion, so let's pop into the Velvet Room, and I'll explore my options real quick.
Take a look.
Not a fusion, but something that I want to pull out of the compendium is Jack Frost. And I'm actually going to card Growth 2 onto him, because in due time, we are going to want to take Jack Frost and I'm so unused to the reload versions of the menus every time I come back to the game. We are eventually going to want to create Black Frost. I will also want to create King Frost because, well, besides needing him to fuse Black Frost, there's another particular thing that King Frost does for us. Actually, it's not that big a deal. King and I is still a theurgy for Aigis to use. It is not one that has been dropped from her skill list compared to the MC, so we'll want to get King Frost and Black Frost fused sooner rather than later. Fusing up King Frost right here. Got Growth 2 onto him, so he'll pick up or siphon some experience as we go. A special fusion that I'm actually going to make real quick is I'm going to fuse up Floros because he will eventually gain, let me check my notes here. I am looking for, what is it that this guy eventually gets here? Sorry, I probably should have located he eventually picks up crit rate boost, so that'll be just another thing to keep in mind. As you can see, it's the first level he gets, so eventually that'll come in handy, so may as well pick him up for now.
Wish to inherit.
Something else that I'll be fusing up is Virtue, not really to use so much as it is that he will just pick up Light Boost eventually, so if I want to have a good Light Caster for Aigis, probably should fuse this guy sooner rather than later. Unfortunately, he can only inherit Growth 1 naturally, but if I'm feeling like it, I can eventually card Growth 2 onto him. Eventually, we'll be able to upgrade to Growth 3, so don't need to just limit myself to that for the entire game, but that'll still be a slight ways off. Something else that I can fuse real quick is Clotho, who, not particular any reason that I want to create her for, like, big value or anything, but I can fuse Auto Tarukaja and Auto Rakukaja onto her to get a better buffer for Aigis, and I may as well take Bufala there, just for a little bit of extra coverage. One last thing I'm going to pull out of the compendium is Take Minakata, because he will eventually learn Elect Boost, and that is actually surprisingly rare. Mothman is another persona that can learn it, but he'll learn it slightly later than Take Minakata. Probably just easier to siphon experience with Growth 2 with him. So I'm going to take my Growth 2 cards. I'm actually going to go dupe another one real quick, but I'm going to card Growth 2 onto Take Minakata, Eligor, and Jack Frost. Those are the big ones that I want to start siphoning experience onto. Alright, got most of my preparations done now. I'm also bringing in Junpei and Mitsuru for exploration here, and we will turn in another fusion milestone request. 10 fusions complete. Let me see, what does Sarasvati need? Aguilau? That should be easy enough to make in due time. Let me see here. Just double checking. Plink, I had to fuse off Sadi, but I did put crit rate boost and apt pupil onto King Frost, so that should work out fine for us. We otherwise have all the coverage that we really care to have on Aigis. So with all that established, let's get into the next area in the Desert of Doors, Caina. This is the third door. Are you ready? As always, as ready as I'll ever be.
See you.
Let me scan ahead. There's still a ways away, but I can sense strong enemies below. Stay alert. We're not through this yet. Okay. Oh, hey! Immediately got the Monad door. Not exactly the start I want to have, but hey! We may as well get into it. Okay, the audio is going to go quiet real quick, as I forgot to get my bestiary up. Okay, so, always so ugly when I have to do that. Awkward thing, awkward thing. Anyways, we got, Bigoted Mayas here. These guys they nullify elect and are weak to light skills. So we have, options for that, to say the least, What do you know? Hey, we're immediately getting use out of Virtue, even though I don't really intend to make any serious use out of him as a long-term persona. We may as well enjoy the fact that he has the very powerful Koga line of spells at his disposal to set us up for some quick all-out attacks. These guys have 411 HP. It's funny, like, just putting the reload enemies right next to the... Let me see here. We may as well go for the Tentarafu with Mitsuru, why not? But yeah, putting these guys like right next to the FES enemies who have so much less HP in comparison, like often like 60% to even half as much HP. Let's go for a Assault Slash here. See if Junpei can't score a critical hit. Unfortunately, he could not. I'm not too pressed about the Tarunda though, honestly. It actually was a little unfortunate that I missed there. Bigoted Maya not dropping anything for me, which is undesirable. I'm going for Fatal End here, just because it has a decent chance of scoring a crit for us, and I would much appreciate it if it did that for me. It's not really going for it, but whatever, these things happen. Again, we want to, I was gonna say, we want to finish off with all-out attacks, but the game decided I'm not going to get one of those. Alright. At the very least, we still got shuffle time regardless. Nice! We definitely want to take that Fool card there, get as much experience going as possible. It is annoying the amount of math I have to do to figure out how much experience is actually going to my growth personae. Because remember, that EXP value we're seeing gets divided by 4, and then half of it is going to the personae in the back line, so this is an annoying way that they went about it. Jealous Cupids here are weak to ice and nullify wind spells, so good thing I put Bufala onto Clotho there. Just makes things a little bit easier. In due time, we will have stronger ice spells at our disposal. Actually, you know what? Let me switch over to Virtue real quick. And then we will do Koga to knock these guys down. By the way, Floros, eventually I can fuse him off into Clotho, because he comes with Auto Tsukikaja by default, so that can allow us to get everything onto Aigis as far as coverage goes. Sadly, we have a bit of redundant coverage going, bringing Mitsuru along, but when else am I going to get an opportunity to let her strut her stuff, so we may as well bring her along. Works out conveniently enough for this particular fight here, because I can have her do a Bufala, pass to Metis, do a Bufala with her. You know, actually, screw it. Let's just go for Ma Bufala, or Ma Bufu here. May as well take advantage of that. And then we can pass it on to Aigis real quick, and just hit him with another Koga. There we go. Very clean, very clean. Eventually, we'll be hitting for much nicer numbers than what we're seeing, but we're starting it, again, we're relatively, or relative to the journey, we're kind of in the mid-game here, but we're starting with early-game punching power, and goodness gracious, that is unfortunate that guy survived that. Hopefully I can get stronger weapons for Aigis as well. Let's see here. Definitely going to focus on maximizing experience until everything has learned the skills that I want for it. Thankfully, that was enough to get Jack Frost a level up, but it is going to be, ooh, nice! Herculean Strike, heck yeah. Beautiful pickup for Metis there. Much appreciated that we have that. Alright, another new enemy over here. That was incorrect, actually. That was just an enemy that we already fought. Actually, if we're going into this, I actually want to make sure that Aigis is relatively topped off on SP, so I am going to give her a Snuff Soul immediately. Now, thankfully, these enemies coming into this Monad door shouldn't really be that much of an upgrade over the ones that we fought previously. They have relatively the same HP, and we're stronger than we were when we fought the previous Monad enemies. Yeah, let's do it. We're unbeatable when we fight together, right, sister? Indeed. Let's go for the battle now. Just try it. I'll take you down. We've got a procession of 3 boss fights to get through. First off, we have the Nemean Beast here. Let's see, 1745 HP, resist Alekan Light and weak to wind. He is flanked by an enslaved beast here, which, let me see, it should be somewhere up here. Oh goodness, is it? Or is this from a future area? Or is it from the previous area? I'm just double checking my notes here. Is it? Okay, yes, it's from the next area. This one is just weak to fire and nullifies elect spell. So let me see here. I think what I'm going to go for here is I'm going to switch over to Baphomet, hit this beast right here with a quick Agilau. Remember that we've got Fire Boost at our disposal now, so that is a pretty significant damage upgrade. And then throw it onto Metis to get some extra damage there onto the, or not extra damage, but exploit the Nemean Beast weakness. Send that guy to the floor real quick. And we will just go for a quick all-out attack. Should be some pretty decent damage there. Nice, got a Dizzy on that guy. Not exactly the most necessary thing in the world. Can also utilize Rakunda on the Nemean Beast here. Make sure we're dealing considerably more damage to this guy. Actually taking him down in a reasonable time frame. Nice, good dodge there. Let's go for Garula again. This guy is actually not resistant to any physical skills, so I'm not even going to bother doing the all-out attack, because we've got Herculean Strike at our disposal. This should be some pretty sweet damage there. Yep. Alright, now we can just chunk through these guys with good physical options here. Oof, that was surprisingly lame from Junpei. Was not expecting that. Let's get this guy just done and dusted, so I don't have to worry about him right now. Might even be better off just having Junpei do a normal attack there. Let me see. Let me just double check the Nemean Beast stuff again. Okay, yeah. Ice is just fine. Bufala should deal some decent damage to this guy. We'll definitely want Junpei to stick to Torrent Shot, I suppose, because that was not a very impressive amount of damage from him on the... Let's see, can I sense some skills? No, I can't. It was not a very impressive amount of damage from him on the Vacuum Slash. This should deal decent enough damage. Yeah, that's fine. Let me see here. I'm going to... We don't have anything that is capable of dealing great wind damage at this point, unfortunately. Nor do I have anything with Cruel Attack, which is also kind of unfortunate. Suppose I could just go with Clotho, though, because her Gorilla will be strong enough. Not super powerful, but decent. Actually, much better than I was giving it credit for, honestly. Let's just have Mitsu. Actually, you know what? May as well just use Blizzard Edge here. If we're lucky, we'll freeze this guy. May as well take advantage of the big bonus damage we can get here. Downed. I got a Theurgy out. Mitsuru's probably going to be using Rakunda a couple times throughout this battle. Remember that she still gets a bonus, she gets bonus Theurgy charge out of debuffing the enemy. Although sadly, it does not actually trigger her critical bonus. Not that she actually has that at this point. So yeah, Clotho, way better than I was expecting. So you know what? We will go for having Clotho just pop off with Gorilla there. Got him dizzy again, so yeah, this guy is just out. May as well just have Junpei do a normal attack there. Keep my HP in relatively good standing. Let's see. So we got the Jealous... Ooh, that could be unfortunate. Okay, ooh, whoa, hey. Don't even try with that. Let's see. We got the Eternal Eagle here. 1497 HP, no slash and strike, and is weak to pierce skills. Fortunately, something that we have in relatively good amounts there. What I want to do here, these are just the Jealous Cupids, so we can do this. I do want to be mindful. Yeah, that one's going again, so let's knock this guy down. Then I'm going to go for Mabufu. And we should have some healing items there. Ooh, the Dizzy is actually somewhat fortunate. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to use an Mugiwater. We're probably going to need to use a couple of these as we advance through the battle, because that was some pretty nasty damage that we got hit with there. I might want to have Fuka relatively soon pop the Oracle for us. That's a little unfortunate, but not the end of the world, so let's go for Bufala here. We can get in a couple of easy all-out attacks. Yeah, let's just go for it. Unfortunately, Metis will be working against us. She has Fast Heal, but that's not going to give her... Wow, they're all dizzy. Okay, so this is going to be Metis' turn, and yeah, Frenzy from Metis, which is a bit unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Let me get the, let me see. I'm going to use another Mugiwater here. Once Mitsuru's turn comes back around... Okay, we got a turn on this. Let me see here. Just thinking what would be the smart option. Let's use Oracle right now to get our stats, or our stats buffed up real quick. We don't have access to Ma Rakukaja with Junpei in this version of the game, so I'm gonna need Oracle to help out a little bit on that. Let's see here. I'm just gonna go for... Let's see, what is the best piercing damage option? So you have 26 strength, you have 27 strength, so it would just be better to go with you then. We will get the Torrent Shot going. This will actually be a good opportunity for Junpei to also get some damage in. Let's definitely just get that charm off of... Oh, I don't have any status cures for that, so we just kind of have to deal with it. I am going to throw an attack mirror onto Aigis, just in case another Blade of Fury comes out. I just want to bounce that damage and not have to deal with it. Okay, so this guy's going again. Dia is not that big a deal, especially because he used it on the other Cupid. There we go, so fast heal still coming through for us. As you can see, Mitsuru is already pretty close to getting her Theurgy charge back up. We can do another all-out attack here to get these guys finished off. Just thinking about what would be the ideal way to approach. I think once Junpei's turn comes around, let's see. Nah, we'll just go for a Torrent Shot. Trying to just do it out in my head, like, what is the next progression here? Let's see, Masakunda. It's a little unfortunate, but fortunately our agility and our accuracy and evasion was buffed up, so that doesn't set us back too badly. Let's go for another torrent shot from Floros here. Fortunately, we do get less hits due to that. Ooh, nice! Let's get the Raccoonda on this guy. Should also get Mitsuru pretty close to having her Theurgy charged up, if not just charging it up for her outright. Okay, not quite. Let's do Herculean Strike with Metis here. Oh, I misread. I thought it was just slash and. Oh, it was slash and strike that he's resistant to. Okay, hopefully Junpei gets the dizzy on this guy here. Yes, okay. This fight is in the bag now. I want to heal up Aigis a little bit before we go into the next phase, so hopefully she doesn't completely annihilate this guy. Let's use a quick medical powder on Aigis, and then we can just have Metis use a spell on the eagle here. I said a spell on the eagle here. Doesn't really matter if it's Bufala or Garula, although I suppose if I want to be as economical as possible, should go for Garula. Next up, we have the Chaos Cyclops. This guy is by his lonesome, nullifies Pierce and Light, otherwise does not have any notable attributes to him. He has no weakness, so be mindful of that. We'll definitely want to get Raccoonda set up on this guy. This will also be a good opportunity to start popping off with our Theurgies at this point. So he's going for Tarukasha. That could potentially be scary, but I'm not super worried about that. Let's just have Metis go for the Herculean Strike here. If we're lucky, we will get this guy knocked down. Unfortunately, not lucky. But we do have options in regards to that, so let's get ourselves over to King Frost here, and we are going to have Aigis utilize Justice, hopefully knocking this guy down. Remember, all I really care about on King Frost is having that Apt Pupil and the crit rate boost, which should be enough to more or less guarantee a critical hit. There we go. Then we are going to pass on over to Metis. Since she's still got her attack buff in effect, her Orgia mode Theurgy is going to do some pretty nice damage here. We'll also have that Mitsuru just immediately go for her Theurgy. I promise you, as we advance, these battles will get a bit quicker than they have been in these videos. Don't worry, we're getting there, we're getting there. Unfortunately, Junpei's is not ready just yet. Let me just double check this. Let's see, it's Pierce that he is resistant to, so we'll want to go for Assault Dive instead. He's got 1,612 HP to burn through, so hopefully we get through this relatively quickly. I'm not too worried about any physical attacks he might throw our way, because I still have the attack mirror in effect on Aigis. Hopefully this gets us the dizzy, though. Yes, it did. Okay. So yeah, we're just going to be able to completely stunt on this guy. This should still be some pretty good damage from Metis here. There we go. And then we will switch back over to Clotho once again, just because that's, actually, you know what? Aguilau from Baphomet should be better. Remember that single target boost is just a 15% bonus, while fire boost is a 25%. There we go, Hack and Blast should hopefully finish this fight off for us, particularly if it gets a crit. Okay, maybe not, maybe not. Yeah, unfortunately it's a little hard to bring Junpei and Mitsuru just back into the fold. Let me see here. Should I err on the side of caution? Let's do a Bufala Gem, actually. Funnily enough, this will deal more damage than just doing a Bufala with Mitsuru, which was enough to finish him off. Not too bad, not too bad. A little rough, a little scary, but we got on through it. Okay, I'm actually going to just take the 2 major Arcana cards. Hopefully we can get an Arcana burst relatively soon. There we go, whole bunch of experience. Jack Frost is within 1 level of getting the skill that we want for him. Ice Boost, there we go. Aguilau onto Junpei, which is much appreciated. Ugh. His skill learn list is rather underwhelming at this point. Hopefully we can get some equipment here that will correct some of the issues we're having. A longbow for Yukari ain't it, I'm afraid. Let's pop this sucker open and get some gems here. A Vest of Betrayal seems useful. I'm actually going to put that on, I guess, real quick. Yeah, we haven't even gotten any armor for her. 5 agility is incredible. That's beautiful. That might actually be worth keeping for quite some time, until I can get something better than it. Legs of Betrayal are also a better piece of equipment for Aigis. Again, we haven't gotten any upgrades for her, so... Well, actually we have. Critical rate up low. Yeah, actually, that's fine. I don't really need it, because I've already got essentially a guaranteed crit persona for Justice, but any little bit helps, I suppose. And a Bracelet of Betrayal. I was hoping for a couple more of those, but one bracelet is enough. Let's take a look at what that would do for Junpei. And yes, Betrayal is what we're on now. Ooh, that's actually really good. So, +4 strength, we'll take it. We'll move that land badge that I had on Junpei, just for the slight HP restoration. We'll move that onto Mitsuru. Let's get out of here and fill in the map. See if there's anything good waiting for us on this floor. Let's see. Definitely want to open up as much treasure as possible. Get into some fights also. If we can get Jack Frost leveled up.
A victory well earned.
Indeed, indeed. But as I was saying, as soon as I can get a level up for Jack Frost, we'll want to go back and fuse Black Frost. High amount of value from getting Black Frost fused, so we'll definitely want to get that taken care of. Post-haste, post-haste. We can get more enemy encounters on this floor here. Any rare forms, any strong shadows? No. But there is a potential for a clock spawn, which would be much appreciated. We really need the extra power for our team at this point. Hey, got another new enemy here. Means I have to just scroll my compendium real quick. We've got Soul Dancers, and conveniently these guys are weak to wind. 435 HP and nullifies ice. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to have Aigis score the first hit here, then pass on to Metis. Always look to maximize your opportunities to charge up your Theurgy. We really want to have those ready at a moment's notice. Get this one here. There we go. Not as impressive as Clotho's damage, but good enough for our purposes here. Hopefully we can get another all-out attack here. I'm actually going to have Mitsuru, just for the heck of getting her Theurgy gauge charged up, go for the Tentarafu. On the off chance we aren't able to finish any of these guys off, that also helps out quite a bit. There we go. Eventually, Mitsuru will be a bit more consistent for that. Your ailment skills are actually pretty well worth your time to keep in mind, considering just the worse options we have at our disposal for dealing with threats. We do not have the punching power we used to have. How many times have I reiterated that point? Well, it doesn't hurt to say it again. Gotta find some way to pad out the battles with the Soul Dancers here. There we go. That's that one taken down. Major Arcana, maybe? Nope, but another Wand of Growth, or Card of Growth, Wand card to help our growth is very much appreciated. There is a level up for Takemi Nakata. He gets Elect Boost at level 24, so it's a little ways off, but, oh, you know, I haven't been showing off our ambush yet. Well, I'm not going to show it off because we're back to very slow charging for the ambush, but there it is. And we got a new enemy, so it's doubly worth our while. So we've got Furious Gigas here. See, these guys have 472 HP, resistant to Strike, Fire, and Elect skills, weak to Dark skills, meaning that is actually pretty unfortunate. We don't have reliable ways to deal good damage to all these guys with a single persona. I'll have to look into seeing if I can get Light and Dark skills onto the same thing. What I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go for the Koga on this guy. Let's see, and he's just resistant to strike skills. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pass over to Metis, see if she cannot score a critical.
What should I do?
Well, actually, it doesn't really matter for this round of shifting, but want to wing for as many crits as possible. Gonna go for the Tentarafu with Mitsuru once again. I should look to see if there's a table for ailment resistances for all the enemies. Getting the Panic onto the Gigas in the back there, very much helpful. Hopefully Junpei can get a critical hit here against somebody, anybody. Furious Gigas is confused, and yes, a silver coin. Some more stuff for us to sell. Always appreciated. Let's see here. I will go for Koga once again. And then this time we can actually hit this guy with Aigis, so we will switch on over to Baphomet. One thing to note about Baphomet is that level 33, he also learns Dark Boost, which is actually pretty nice, but we're going to be fusing Black Frost pretty soon, and Black Frost will also naturally pick up Dark Boost. I'm not sure if I'll keep that full time, but I might register him in that state. Potentially fuse him off later on. Furious Gigas is confused and throwing away more junk for us. Heck yeah. Now we can just go for some physical attacks here, see if we can get the crit through. Would definitely prefer it if Mitsuru had a distressing noise to start. That actually works out wonderfully that Metis got the crit there because, well, this guy's resistant to slash skills, so allows us to still finish this guy off with the all-out attack. Excellent stuff. Good work, Metis. Let's see here. Take another card of wands.
What did I do, sister?
And hopefully... Yes, there we go! The level up for Jack Frost. So as soon as we can beat a retreat from this place, we'll definitely want to do so, because that will allow us to fuse up Black Frost with Ice Boost, like I wanted. We're also going to pop open this Twilight Fragment chest here. Come on, clock, clock, clock. Yes! Okay! I was just saying, we need a way to egress out of there, and the clock is coming in clutch. So why don't we take that out of there and boost up some of our weakest characters. This shadow here cannot stop me now. I am going to get to the big clock here. Into the great clock we go. Let's see who is the lowest leveled party member we have, and get them boosted up to relevance here. If you've used the Twilight Fragment in the Abyss of Time, blah, 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 we know the Great Clock. So let's see here. Get Amada up 10 levels real quick, and then get Yukari up 7 levels. There we go. Surprised that Kotamaru is still the same level as us. He's probably one of the highest level characters, and I used him consistently, so he's just kept pace with
Welcome back.
Aigis, no problem. Hey, just a sec. I'm actually feeling pretty good right now. If it's alright with you, I'd like to join you. Oh, me too. Could you put me in the front lines? I feel like I can become a lot stronger right now. Indeed, indeed. Okay, we should be able to do everything I want to, so real quick, let's switch around our party and get our low-level people in so we can help them out. And I'm going to take a quick trip into the Velvet Room. I completely zoned out there and actually entered Caina by mistake. Whoops. Okay, so, well, I'm getting everybody leveled up, so let me do that real quick. Alright, Yukari picks up Rakarm and Garula. Very nice, and some pretty significant stat bonuses for her considering she jumped 7 levels. Ditto for Ken, who gets a huge jump there, and picks up Mediarama. Heck yeah! Very good pickup. That makes him an incredible healer. Unfortunately, there's no teleporter on this section or this floor of Caina, so I need to work my way towards one, so hopefully I can get there relatively quickly. Man, I can't believe I did that. That was a serious brain fart moment for me. And we got new enemies to deal with as well. Constancy Relics. These guys are just weak to ice, so let's do a Bufala. And I do need to be mindful of my SP here, because we're getting a little low on that, so I'm gonna switch over to Metis real quick. Have her go for some Bufalas to get these guys dropped down. And eventually we can work our way to her turn so that she can just knock them down again. We can also use this opportunity to have Ken utilize Mediarama on the party, giving us very good healing and sparing Yukari the burden of just using Media to slowly get the party back up to full. Some pretty good damage there. Or I could... Let me see here. I didn't actually... let's see, 468 HP. You know what? Let's go for Arrow Rain. Nice. That actually works out wonderfully there. Wasn't expecting a crit from Ken, but I will be very much glad that he got it. Let's switch over to Metis once again. I could switch to Aigis to build up her Theurgy a little bit, but again, I want to be a little bit conservative of her SP because she's so low. If I could get Arcana Burst before we have to leave to just recover from this expedition through the Abyss of Time, I would definitely like the chance to do that. Get a chance at 5 of Swords cards. The 5 of Swords gives us access... Ooh, new persona. But I've still got stuff that I'm trying to level up, so I'm actually going to pass on that. Tempting, but we've got things that we need to develop. Not Jack Frost anymore, funnily enough, and it's actually kind of undesirable if he gets any more level ups.
To have you back with us, Mr. Senpai.
Ah. You're talking to somebody who was not there, Yukari. Let me see if I can't open this chest and just despawn this guy real quick. Want that money there, because I might need a little bit to get Pyrojack out of the compendium. I'm actually just going to be doing my level best to ignore everything here, because I want to find a teleporter. Another, yes, there we go. Another bit of money there. Alright, let's get back, and this time for real. Let's go to the Velvet Room. I think it's high time we got some FES action going here, don't you? So, just to go over what I've accomplished in FES so far, I have gotten Sadi up to the, or I've gotten Orthrus up to the point where he learned Fire Boost and fused him into a Sadi. Eventually, we're going to want to upgrade Sadi into, Okuninushi, since he has access to Agidine, but Okuninushi is a level 44 persona, so it's going to be a little bit before that. Take Mikazuchi is also up to the point where he's got Elect Boost, and if we can combine him with a Lamia and a Saki Mitama, we can turn him into Thoth, who has access to Mazionga, which would be pretty helpful. We're just going to have to ride with him for now, because Thoth is a level 41 persona. I got Sarasvati up to the point where she learned Ice Boost and fused her into a King Frost, so we've got Ice Boosted Buffalas, and if I level up King Frost enough, eventually he'll get Ma Buffala, which could be pretty handy. That is, all I really care about at the moment. Eventually I'm going to create a Clotho as a means to get Wind Boost. Since we're level 38 and she learns that level 40, we should be able to get her there relatively quickly, but I will need to build up my Personae stock a little bit before I have the opportunity to do that. As soon as I can get a Saki Mitama secured also, that is something I'm going to do. We are going to be running with Koromaru and Mitsuru going into, Caina for FES. I generally try to use different party members between the two versions of the game, but Mitsuru is just going to be the most useful for the upcoming boss fight of the characters we have access to right now, so I figured, what the heck, I'll just go with her anyway. I got, two Varuna Bracers, a Vayu Bracer, and an Indra Bracer. So I've got Mitsuru set up with Varuna Bracers, Metis set up with Vayu Bracers, and I think I'll just put Varuna Bracers on Aigis as well, so Ice skills will be the most effective with her when we just need raw damage over anything else. I had intended to buy a piece of armor for Aigis because, while we can mostly get by on just finding weapons, armor, it's a bit more useful to just purchase that than hope you find it, but I accidentally bought Metis's armor instead, so Metis is defensively solid going forward, which is actually kind of bad, but whatever, may as well get my money worth out of, her having better armor, right? Moving into the enemies for this area, we've actually got a couple here, so let's see. We've got Bigoted Mayas and Constancy Relics. The Bigoted Mayas have 260 HP, are weak to fire, and resist elect skills, while the Constancy Relic are weak to fire also, and nullify wind. They also have 269 HP, so very unfortunate for these guys. I'm just going to immediately cook them with Maragi and call it a day. Very nice when it just works out like that. Since I have openings in my Persona stock, I am definitely going to focus on filling that out over getting wand cards at this point. We should honestly have enough in the way of levels to deal well enough with bosses as we come across them. I also traded in some actually, hey, that's Kusumitama right there. He's on slot 1. There we go. You know what? I can work with this guy. I can get him up to the point where he learns Wind Boost. Never mind. We're already ditching the Clotho plan. I've been going so back and forth on how I was going to get access to Wind Boost. He also picks up Auto Rakukaja, which is pretty nice. Okay, never mind. We're experiencing boosting this guy until he gets Wind Boost for us. As I was saying, though, I picked up some items from the Antique Shop, mostly Sutras, but there were a couple other interesting things I had the gems for, and I figured, what the heck, I'll pick them up. And more new enemies here. We've got the Jealous Cupids. These guys are weak to ice and nullify wind. They have 260 HP. Over here we've got a Soul Dancer who has no weaknesses, 265 HP, drains ice and nullifies wind skills. So I think my goal here is I'm just going to have Mitsuru and Metis knock down the Jealous Cupids as best they can, keep Koromaru on full assault, and we want to stick with Kushimitama here since we want to just funnel as much experience into him as possible. And Mitsuru and Metis should deal with these Cupids, no problem here. Wondering if maybe I should have put Mitsuru into full assault instead. We'll have her funnel some of her attacks into the Dancer over here. Actually, this should take it out, no problem. Okay, so we're waiting here. When does their turns come back around? I don't honestly feel like waiting for them. These guys, what was it again? Yeah, they do nullify wind. I was just checking out. So let me actually bring this one back up on its feet. That'll allow Mitsuru to immediately knock it back down and set us up for the all-out attack. Kushimitama is a little close to the level curve at this point, so it'll probably take a bit of time to get him to the point where he learns Wind Boost, but that is not a big deal. One thing I'd actually like to bring attention to, coin cards have actually slightly been buffed in the answer, since you're expected to probably be making a few more equipment purchases in this version of the game. They actually did you a solid here, and every coin card essentially gives one tier higher the amount of coins, or money, yen, compared to what it would give in the journey. So that allows you to build up your finances a little bit quicker in the answer. And another new enemy here, we've got Furious Gigas. This guy is vulnerable to wind skills. Those are what knock... Or, no, wait, I got that wrong. He is, yeah, okay, he's weak to ice and light. I was just double-checking my notes here. I was going a little too fast there. Repel Strike, Resist Fire, and Elect and Nullifies Wind. I got a few enemies scanned already from the training that I was doing. Let me see here, so... Yeah, Metis should be able to knock him down. Honestly, let me put Kotamaru on knockdown also. That should work just fine for us. Maybe I should have just had Meta or Aigis wait there, so I didn't have to worry about the bigoted Maya getting killed in the firepower that's being thrown its way. I'm honestly wondering if maybe I should switch the Varuna bracers I have on Aigis over to Metis right now, because she's using her ice spells a lot. On the other hand, if we're just trying to set up all-out attacks, it's also not a bad thing to have weak ice spells. The Furious Gigas, if you didn't catch it when I was looking at the scan screen, they have 265 HP. It's nice that we can just delete everything with all-out attacks in this version. By the way, if you're trying to upgrade your equipment, sword cards are a lot more valuable to that end in the answer. Not only do they give much better weapons relative to what you're using compared to the journey, it is actually kind of worthwhile to just get these from sword cards. They can also give out armor and accessories in this version of the game. Those ceramic legs there will be a nice evasion upgrade for Aigis there, so definitely equip those right away. Another new enemy here, we've got the Champion Knight. This guy is strong to physical skills, repels pierce skills, drains elect, repels wind and dark, and is only weak to light. So your best option is to just beat him over with raw force, honestly. Do I have any items that I can just use to take this guy out? Not really, so I'm mostly just gonna send Metis into Orgia mode and let her handle it. Let me see here. So I want to make sure I'm not vulnerable to anything he could use, so it might be a wise idea to switch off. Oh no, he's actually resistant to that. Never mind. Is he immune to Pierce? Yeah. I'm just gonna have to wait and let the rest of my team do this. While I'm thinking of it, better set Mitsuru to full assault so that she doesn't attempt to knock this guy down. Her slash attacks will be somewhat ineffective there. Fortunately, this guy does not have anything terribly scary. It's relatively easy to just beat over him. Don't forget that Mitsuru has access to Diorama, so she makes a decent off-healer. We don't really have a dedicated one, so you are going to have to rely on Mitsuru to heal you. Remember, set her to heal and support to make sure she actually uses the healing spell. There we go. Not too bad. Wasn't able to get the first strike on that guy, so he did get a chance to get at least one hit in. Inside a chest, I found a wonderful weapon for Metis, a rare chest specifically, the Staff of Guts. She gets a massive +5 strength from this. Should be quite helpful for juicing up our all-out attacks even further. For me? Wow, thank you. You are welcome, Metis. I much appreciate the results as well. Alright, and I actually made it to the checkpoint floor in FES, so once I actually get back to playing this version of the game for the next video, I'll be able to roll right into the boss and get on into exploring. How exciting. Actually, not too bad on resources either. Got a good amount of HP and SP left to take on the upcoming boss, and I think my team should work out pretty fine for it. Alright, let's go finish off the video with Reload. Alright, first order of business, let's get Black Frost fused. Obviously, want to give him Ice Boost. I do not need to put Apt Pupil and Crit Rate Boost onto him, because I'll probably just pull... Actually, I'll just pull something back out of the compendium that has those. Anything else I want to put on him, really? I guess I can take Freeze Boost, and what the heck, we'll take Apt Pupil just for slot filler, but obviously the main thing I want onto him is Ice Boost. Eventually he'll have access to Bufudine, which will be much appreciated, but the immediate fringe perk that we get from fusing him is that he will have access, or he will grant us access to King and I, which is very much appreciated at this stage. I'm also going to take Baphomet and fuse him into Sarasvati for a bit of an unintuitive bit of specialization here. We are going to give her Agilau and Fire Boost, because that will fulfill one of Elizabeth's fusion requests. Put Growth 2 on her, just to make sure that she's leveling up, and I actually am going to put Tarunda on for that little bit of extra tactical options. I made sure to register Taki Minakata real quick, so I can pull him back out and have him still siphoning EXP in order to get access to Elect Boost. So yeah, that is everything that we needed to take care of there. So let me get Taki Minakata back out. We'll also be able to turn in a couple of Elizabeth requests while we're at it, and just barely enough money from this chest in order to pull out Pyrojack for the Black Frost fusion. Oh, you appear to be harboring a new potential. The personas you've acquired are resonating with one another, elevating you to greater heights. And with that, we get access to King and I. Heck yeah! Now, a bit of a weakness that I have on Black Frost right now is that he does not actually have access to multi-target boost. I need to eventually pull Queen Mab back out of the compendium so that I can work on her. So probably my best bet for getting that onto him, so I can just get the most damage out of King and I possible, is to look for a card for it at this point. But let's turn in our requests real quick. We will turn in our treasure hunting milestone. Nice, a chewing soul. That's actually very helpful at this stage. Get a Kama Musubi water. Very nice. Divine Fur to get the Judgment Taro. This will allow us to get a large amount of EXP to our lowest leveled party member. Not as useful as it sounds, honestly. But we do get it at a point where it's a lot more useful than we got it in the journey. And we've completed this request. I see that you have a Sarasvati that meets the requirements I specified. That fulfills the conditions for this request. Please take this as your reward. We get a winter uniform. Very nice. And yeah, that's everything for her. Eventually, I'll remember to pick up the the muscle drink from the pharmacy. A very, very easy thing to fulfill. But with that, I think that is a good place to call it for this video. Haven't really made much progress towards the boss floor, but we did get the monad doors for this area taken care of, so you don't have to worry about seeing me slowly chunk my way through those. And we've honestly gotten something that will allow us to get through that a lot faster at this stage. King and I, off the back of Ice Boost and Black Frost's pretty considerable magic stat, will allow us to get through those battles so quickly. And he has access to Mata Rukasha, so we have more reliable ways to augment the party's offense at this point. This Black Frost just always has so much value. It is crazy how good this guy is in Reload. You can legitimately use him until the end of the game if you so desire. He is that worthwhile. But that's where I'm going to call it a video. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, though, goodbye.
I don't dispute the doubts you've outlined, but it's my right to waste your time.